What's up, guys? It's the Miz talking sports. You know, I waited a full day to get my feelings out on this game. I waited a full day for this because I wanted to calm down. But that didn't happen, man. There ain't no calming down from this anymore. Because as a fan that bleeds for this Giants team, and anyone who knows me, I got friends who know me 30 years, okay? You know, as I got older, I've shied away from, because you don't have the time for all of it as you get older. You got other things that take over your life. You know, and you don't really have the time for all the teams. You know, the Yankees, the Knicks, these are the teams I grew up loving. But as time's gone on, you got to make some sacrifices and you got to give up a little. It doesn't mean you're not a fan, but you don't have every single night to watch every minute of every game. You still follow. You check in here and there. You watch the games on the weekends. But the Giants, man. The New York Football Giants. I mean, this is not just a team to me, you know? People will tell you, this team's in my blood, man. You know? It's more than a team, man. There are people that I grew up in New York with that identify me as the Giant fan. You know? Some people have nicknamed me GF. You know, the ones you're not that close with. You're friendly. You know, they know of you. Maybe you played a basketball game with them. You know? You talk sports in the park. They know you as the Giant fan. I'm identified as a Giant fan, man. That tells you something. I'm sure a lot of you diehard fans understand what that is. You know, like, they'll label your personality, who you are, and one of those things is, he's a huge Giants fan. I mean, this guy doesn't miss a game. I haven't missed a Giant game since 1986. That's a fact. Okay? Yes, 9, 10 years old. And I can name you scores from those years. I remember scores of those games still. All right? I used to go to the bathroom on offense so that I didn't miss Lawrence Taylor, Carl Banks, Leonard Marshall, any of those guys, Carson, Mark Collins. We could go on and on, all right? Now, I could go into the details of the game yesterday, like we do every week. You know? Let's see. What did we see yesterday that we haven't seen in the last few years? You know, overthrow, slant to Barkley. I'm not going to get mad at Daniel Jones because I'm going to tell you right now, Daniel Jones is the real deal. Daniel Jones is a real deal quarterback, man. We have ourselves a franchise quarterback. Even the biggest hater will tell you that. And if he doesn't, you could just look at his face when he talks about it, and you'll basically have your answer. Daniel Jones is a quarterback, man. All right? But let me explain something to you. All right? And I'm not mad at Jason Garrett. I actually think Jason Garrett has picked things up the last few weeks. He's called good football games. He's opened up the playbook. I don't think it's his fault that they didn't discover Kadarius Toney till week 4. This guy's electrifying. You know, people might think that I didn't want him, that I thought he was a bust. I never said that. I never said he was a bust or not a sick receiver that could stop on a dime and go the other way. I knew he was the next Tyreek Hill. And I've heard several analysts today say that. This guy is going to be one beast of a weapon to have in your offense, in the modern day football offense. I mean, this guy, receiver, running back, he lined up as a quarterback yesterday. Which I don't know why we don't start using him a little bit in that Wildcat. I'm not saying every play, but you can mix it in. But that's not for now, here or there. And again, Jason Garrett's done the best with what he's had the last few weeks. And him and Daniel Jones are starting to gel. And that takes a while. Last year you had the COVID year. You didn't have a training camp. You didn't have a preseason. We have an unstable O-line. We still do. The O-line was looking better this year, but now you lost 3 out of 5 players. What else is new? The Giants have injuries, not 1 or 2. Now we're missing like 10 starters. Another thing that seems to happen to bad teams. Ain't that funny? When you're bad, the injuries find you. Not only do the refs find you with the bullshit flags, and you won't get a flag when you deserve one, but the injuries seem to find you. And the injuries start finding us every year the last few years. Well, let me ask you a question. It's 4th down. You want to run Jones on that fake, all right, RPO stuff. It looked more like a bootleg to me, to the left. You stretched him all the way out on the fake run. But who are you faking the handoff to? Nobody cares that you got Booker in the backfield because he couldn't get it on the last 2 handoffs. So you think you're faking Dallas's D by faking it to Booker and running Jones all alone? And you don't have your starting tackle, Andrew Thomas, in the game. So you're running Jones with no tackle, a running back that doesn't scare my grandmother. All right? So you don't have the fake. You don't have Barkley to fake the handoff so the defense could fall in. When Jones would just roll out and walk in easy. No, you got Booker. The guy looks like a land turtle. And you want to run Jones. And you have Penny, the fullback, in there. And you don't even lead him to the left to lead block for Jones. No, Jones is a big guy. He's going to run over the linebacker, right? And now because of it, we don't have a Jones. You let your quarterback, you left him out there all alone. The man is finally emerging as a real quarterback, doing big things, showing that big arm. And the truth is, you can't be running this thing against your division teams all the time. They've seen it. And then some people are going to say, oh, but it's Jones' fault. He should learn to slide. Let me tell you something, you morons. You don't slide on 4th and goal. You do exactly what Jones did. You do anything you can to try to get over that goal line. Well, he was not getting over 2 defenders. Not 1. 2 defenders were waiting there for him. Because you want to fake the handoff up the middle with Booker. I'm just a fan on the couch, and I laugh at Booker. What do you think the Dallas linebackers and defensive line were doing? They knew what was coming. All 4 downs, they knew. Now, I'm not blaming Garrett, because your O-line's got to be able to push 6 inches to get in on the first 3 downs. But you did Jones wrong and left him out on an island. Now Jones has another concussion. Good job. You have a man that has an arm and a half. You got weapons. Let me ask you something. How many weeks it took to find out what you had in Kadarius Toney? A man you drafted. I got to blame Judge for that. Either he didn't know how to use him, or he was in his doghouse for way too long. The Giants better stop this crap. I like Joe Judge as a head coach, but my man, the tough guy act better stop now. You back your players up, not show them up on a field in Dallas. That guy Tony was getting hit late, thrown on the floor, elbowed, helmet to the shoulders all game long. Every hit was late. And as soon as he swung back at somebody and gave the Giants an ounce of pride, fight back, swing at the goddamn guy. You got Judge chewing his ear off in front of everyone, cursing him, throwing him off the field. You better back your man up. Because if you keep doing this and you keep losing, come December, you're going to find out what it is to be a losing coach in New York with this fan base. Because your ass is going to be ran right out of the city. And I got news for you, Judge. Kadarius Toney's going to be here for a long, long time. I don't know if you are. So the man swung at someone. He got sick of losing. He got sick of getting hit late and not getting flags. The man was tackled in the end zone with a ball halfway coming his way. And there was no flag. So you get up and swing at somebody. I'll punch you in the face. Exactly, man. And that's another problem with this team. And we got guys out on YouTube that already mentioned it, okay? Big P, he knows who he is. I'm going to use his words. And I give the credit to Pat. It's been 8 or 9 years of garbage football. And you know why? Because this team don't have no dogs. You got no dogs on this team. You got no players with any attitude. You got no gangster. We intimidate nobody. Teams laugh at us. We've become that team in the league. The team that the Cincinnati Bengals. All right? Cincinnati Bengals. There are other teams that used to be the Browns. We're that team that other teams could be 2-2 and say, at least we're not them. You know who them is? Them is us, the New York Football Giants. I'm going to tell you, man, it's become embarrassing. And every week we sit here and try to look at the positives. Oh, the Giants got a lot of talent. They're going to come around. Give the O-line some time. It's going to grow. Oh, we have a coach that's going to punch them in the mouth for 60 minutes. Dude, enough is enough. 8 out of 9 years of pure garbage. Trash. 8 of 9 years of trash football, and 1 year was a fraud because we tried to buy something. And then you got a coach here that talks about, I'm going to punch you in the mouth for 60 minutes. And as soon as one of his players, yeah, you can't be swinging at people. But sometimes it happens, man. Because football is a physical sport. And there's only so much crap and beating down you could take before you snap at someone. And I'm glad Kadarius Toney took a crack at that guy. I would have taken a second crack. And let me tell you something. The Cowboys are lucky that Nick Gates wasn't on that field. Or that brawl would have been real ugly. Because there's a dog. Nick Gates is a dog. He's ready to go with anyone. Because the man swung away at Aaron Donald. The biggest beast of them all. So he showed me something there. And he'll forever have my respect. There ain't no dogs on this team. There's nobody that the other team is intimidated by. You know, you want to say Peppers. Something happened this year. Peppers ain't the same. And it's probably that they're not using him correctly. The man's not a cover guy. All right? He's a line of scrimmage man. He tackles, he hits hard, and he lets you know about it. He is a dog. But don't ask him to cover. And you want them to cover. You brought in all these corners. What are you paying these guys all this money for, this secondary? They can't cover anybody. This defense has let us down this year. I don't know if it's Graham or what it is. I believe, I've said this, Delvin Tomlinson was the engine of this defense. He allowed Martinez and the linebackers to run freely. And let's be honest, we have a below average linebacking crew, even with Martinez. And then Martinez is a blue-collar, hard-working tackler. But I got news for you. He don't scare nobody either. He's not intimidating. You let Thomason go. You wanted to get another corner. We need another corner. Well, you got 18, but let's go draft 5 more. You let Thomason go. Okay? The rest of the tackles aren't the same without him. It's become harder. The linebackers are not free to roam around because you don't have Thomason taking up 2 offensive linemen. We couldn't be ran on. Now we're being ran on. The defense is a total letdown this year. The offense has shown flashes. We know what they could do. They finally were starting to gel. They gelled in the Saints game. I believe if we don't catch those injuries yesterday, I believe we would beat the Cowboys yesterday. Or we would be locked in a tight game with the final 3 or 4 minutes of the game. All right? You suffered a lot of injuries. Can't do nothing about it. But that injury bug seems to find the Giants the last few years a lot. You got to start to wonder. What is going on here? How long are we going to be a trash can? How long? And I don't care about the positive talk. Enough. There is no more positive talk, man. Another season is done for the New York Giants before Halloween. That's embarrassing. You hear me, Mara? And I'm going to point out Mara because I blame Mara the most for all of it. From the day Mara pushed Coughlin out the door disrespectfully, the Giants have been mushed. We're paying for it. The scouting sucks. The talent is not up to par. We used to be known for the best pass rushers in football. We haven't had a pass rusher here in years since we showed JPP a trade. That man's still balling, won a Super Bowl last year. No physical running backs. I love Barkley. Barkley's amazing. We all love him. Spectacular player, spectacular person. He's never on the field. That man's going to have a short-ass career. And let me tell you something. I don't care how much you guys love him and you got his jersey and his pictures on your wall. The Giants are not giving that guy another contract. We all know it. We're drafting a running back next year in the middle rounds. I don't need a sexy running back. Someone go find me Brandon Jacobs. 267 pounds of pure brick. Ran tracks right over Ray Lewis's face. Or little bowling ball Bradshaw. Go find me 2 of those again. You got them in the 5th and 7th round. Now, I'm not lying to you. I love Barkley. But man, that's 2 ankles and a knee now. He can return and still be very effective. You think the Giants are giving this guy a multi-million-dollar contract in a year from now? Let's get serious. I'm tired of watching it, man. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. It's week 5, and we're talking about scouting players for next year's draft. Already. The New York Giants. We've become the Detroit Lions, the Cleveland Browns of the past. They've left us in a cloud of dust. We ruined Odell Beckham because he got tired of the losing. Now we're doing it to Barkley. Man, let's hope we don't do it to Tony because this kid looks special. But yo, the Giants the last 8 or 9 years, their track is we ruin top talent. What we got to look forward to now next week, the Rams, one of the best teams in the league, comes into our building where we don't win at home anyway. All right? We have how many players are injured? Galladay's out, they're saying. Barkley's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Jones, we don't know. He has a concussion. The best thing we could do is probably leave him out. We don't have a backup. If I got to sit and watch Glennon, I don't even know if I want to watch the game. It's tiring, man. It's tiring. And at some point, you got to hold the players accountable also. A lot of people want to blame Garrett. You know, put the shit on Garrett. He's the scapegoat. He'll leave. Nothing's going to change. Judge, I don't know if you can fire him yet. He probably needs another year if you want to be fair. You can't keep changing coaches every other year. Okay? No stability equals a loser. You need stability. You got to stick the course. You can't have Jones learning a third new system in 4 years. All right? He's emerging. He's showing you big stuff. You got to keep it together. You want to look at the positives? Tony is a hell of a weapon going forward. Thomas looks like a hell of a tackle going forward. And you have your franchise quarterback. The O-line healthy was showing things this year. In the few weeks that it had. You got a lot of picks in the next draft. You stack the line of scrimmage. You go get a right tackle. You find a real center. It's time to get real pass rushers and a linebacker. A real-ass linebacker, man. The Giants, whose history was built on linebackers. We haven't had any in years. Since Antonio Pierce. Stop with the sexy name receivers, man. Stop that crap. Get back to Giants football. All right? Bulk up the line of scrimmage on both sides. Go get a real defensive end. Azeez is young. He's a good 2. You got to get a real 1. And don't even let me get started on Lorenzo Carter. This guy, Lorenzo Carter, I was big on, so I admit. He's a bust. That guy's a complete bust. Move on. He's done. That guy hasn't come near a quarterback in years. Things are no good, man. You think I like doing this rant video? People like to listen to it. I don't care about that, man. Let me tell you something, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the losing, man. We're at the bottom of the toilet of the league. And we spent a lot of money for this crap. So we ain't even at Halloween yet. And guess what? The rest of the videos this year are going to be about next year's draft, man. Can the Giants win some games this year? Yeah, they can. Can they get healthy in 2-3 weeks and maybe get a little streak going? Yeah, that's nice. But most of the teams in the league look at their schedule the way we looked at the schedule in the summer. And their eyes light up when they see the New York Giants on it. And let me tell you something, it's embarrassing. Shit is real old. I'm tired of it, man. I'm done.